parameter passing. The communication medium among procedures is known as parameter passing. The values of the variables from a calling procedure are transferred to the called procedure by some mechanisms. So in this parameter passing, we use some basic terminology, that is R value and L value. So R value is nothing but the value of an expression is called is its R value, and the value contained in a single variable also becomes an R value if it appear on the right side of the assignment operator. So R value can also be assigned to some other variable. And L value is nothing but the location of the memory where the expression is stored is known as L value of that expression. It always appears on the left side of the assignment operator. So for example, consider A equal to 1, B is equal to 2 into A, C is equal to 7 plus B. So here A is equal to 1 has only the R value, but here A, B, C has both R and L value. Whereas check this, 7 is equal to X plus Y. Here L value error, as the constant 7 does not represent any memory location. Here X plus Y, the value should be stored in some other memory location, but here it is, we are taking the value as 7. So that is nothing but here it represents the error. Next one, we have formal parameters. Variables that take the information passed by the caller procedure are called as formal parameters. These variables are declared in the definition of the called function. And next one, actual parameters. Variables whose values and functions are passed to the called function are called actual parameters. These variables are specified in the function call as arguments. So there are different ways of passing the parameters to the procedures. So let's see what are those. Call by value. First one is call by value. In call by value, the calling procedure will pass the R value of the actual parameters, and the compiler puts that into the called procedure's activation record. So in this method, the operations on the formal parameters do not affect the activation record of the caller. So consider this example: main int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, printf A comma B, swap A comma B, and printf A comma B. So the formal parameters we are considering as swap int C comma int D. Then here this value goes into this swap A and B. So this A value goes into the C and B value goes into the D. So here these are called as actual parameters and these are called as formal parameters. So here the C value becomes as 20 and D value becomes as 10. This A and B values are being swapped. So this is nothing but the Xerox copy of the original. If Xerox changes, the original does not change. So if any changes occurs in the Xerox, the original will not change. This is call by value. And next one is call by reference. The formal and actual parameters refers to same memory location. The L value of actual parameters is copied to the activation record of the called function. Thus, the called function has the address to the actual parameters. If the actual parameters does not have the L value, then it is evaluated in a new temporary location and the address of the location is passed. Any changes made to the formal parameter is reflected in the actual parameters. That is because why it is reflected in the actual parameters is changes are made at the address. So the same example I have taken here. So see here, when swap A comma B is done, so that will be reflected here. So here we get the address, different address locations here. Next one is call by copy restore. So in call by copy restore, compiler copies the value in formal parameters when the procedure is called and copy them back into the actual parameters when control returns to the called function. The R values are passed and on return R value of formals are copied into L value of actuals. So here you can see the same program. So here when swap a comma b is done, so a value is 10 and b value is 20. So a value will be stored in c and b value will be stored in d. So the output will be as copy and restore. So a, in place of a we get b value, and in place of b we are going to get c value. That is, the swapping is been done. And the next one is call by name. In call by name, the actual parameters are substituted for formals in all the places formals occur in the procedure. It is also referred as lazy evaluation. So call by name is also referred as lazy evaluation, because evaluation is done on parameter only when it is needed. So this is the example here. So main int a value is 10, b value is 220, and printf a comma b, and then swap a comma b, and then printf a comma b. So when we are swapping a comma b, so then this c will be replaced with a and d will be replaced with b. So here t is equal to c, that is nothing but in place of c a value will be printed, and c is equal to d, that is nothing but a is equal to b value will be printed. So printf c comma d, those values will be swapped and the values will be printed.